And I'm the 1994 Pepper King. My partner here is John Cody, and he was the 1993 Pepper King. And we're proud to welcome you all to the 1995 Pepper Festival Coronation.
And now, if you'd please welcome the 1995 Pepper King, Brian Henningsen, as he makes his final farewell walk down the white carpet area with his sweltering hot robe.
He looks Italian.
Okay, where do I start? Right here. Okay, and I'd like to introduce my court. It's a wonderful year with these girls. First off, I'm going to start out with Princess Cindy Fernholst. Hold on till I wait for her to get down here. Wait for her to come up. Okay, next up we got the second princess, Michelle Kinney. Next up we got Princess Barb Nickham. And of course, last but not least, the very beautiful Jenny Johnson, my queen.
Don't they make a good court? And now the moment we've been waiting for the outgoing...
Yeah. You wait, my turn's coming next.
And now Brian is going to bid his farewell.
Okay, I'd just like to, we had a wonderful year this year. It was great being king, member of the North Hudson Pepper Festival Committee. Everybody out here did a wonderful job. All the help, the workers, was just fun. We did a lot of parades. The girls were great. They all were wonderful. They're the best court that I think we've had so far with all these trophies that we've won. Just say thanks again, and you guys have a good time. Okay, I'll read that as he comes down. Say that right here. Okay, now the time we're all been waiting for here. Somebody to take on this role that I've got. He's next. I'd like to introduce the 1996 North Hudson Pepper Festival King, Michael Solberg. Mike works at the Audio Video Planners as a media consultant. He also is an EMT with the Hudson Ambulance. He's a firefighter with the Hudson Fire Department, also works for the O'Connell Funeral Home. Mike is currently enrolled at the U of W River Falls working on his journalism major with a communication minor. He lives in Hudson with his wife, Kristen.
Speech.
Not right now. Speech. I was going to say, hi.
I'd like to start by thanking the Pepperfest board for selecting me to be the Pepper King. I'd like to wish all the up-and-coming candidates good luck. I'm looking forward to the up-and-coming year. I'd like to dedicate this up-and-coming year to the memory of my father and mother-in-law, Roger and Lois Stair. Thank you.
Okay. With this robe and scepter, Mike, you shall go forth and resign supreme over the village of North Hudson as monarch of hot peppers and great Italian food. May your year be filled with excitement and fun as the new king. Thank you.
Then do a nice little pose. Go. Very good. And now we'll do the grand entrance of the 19 candidates for this year's Pepperfest royalty. Candidate number 1, Noelle Bell. Noelle has done volunteer work at the Stillwater Hospital. She also participates in tennis, soccer, and softball in school. She would like to try out for the swim team this fall at school. She's employed at the Hudson Kmart, and some of her interests are downhill skiing and traveling. She particularly likes Colorado and Manzanillo, Mexico. She might even want to live in both someday. That's going to be interesting. Noelle plans to attend a four-year university, but her major is undecided. Her dream is to own and run her own hotel someday.
Hi, my name is Noelle Bell. My parents are David and Sharon Bell, and I'm sponsored by Glenn Johnson Construction.
Candidate number 2, Allison Polenti. Allison is involved in STAND, Student Council, Odyssey of the Mind at school. She also plays JV basketball and softball for Hudson High. She coaches intramural basketball for 3rd through 5th grade girls on Saturday morning. She recently became involved in Habitat for Humanity through Networks Youth Ministry. She is employed at Burger King. Some of her interests are pressing flowers, drawing, painting, paper sculpturing, and jewelry making. She also likes camping, fishing, gardening, and reading. Allison is planning to become an orthopedic surgeon and would like to treat professional athletes. She also would like to do a little writing on the side.
Hi, my name is Allison Palenti. My parents are David and Suzanne Palenti, and my sponsor is Hollenbach Photography.
Our next candidate is Nikki White. Nikki participates in volleyball in the fall, cheerleading in the winter, and track in the spring. She is also a member of the wind ensemble playing the bass clarinet. During the marching band season, she is flag in the Colors Guard Band. She is also a member of the National Honor Society and participates in United Methodist Youth Group. She is employed at the Country Kitchen as a hostess. Her hobbies include drawing and painting, fishing, running, weightlifting, garage sales, and sewing. Her interests are math, soccer, and animals because she has 12 of them. Nikki plans to attend a technical college in the art and design field.
Good afternoon. My name is Nikki White. My parents are Greg and Sandy White, and I'm sponsored by Berard Portrait Design.
Candidate number 4, Michelle Nelson. Michelle is on the varsity cheerleading squad, the high school marching band flag squad, the 1995-96 yearbook staff, and in the honor roll. She participates in the Bethel Lutheran Church youth group and is a member of the YABA Bowling League. She is employed by the Fashion Bug. Some of her interests include swimming, bowling, and activity with friends and family. Michelle plans to attend college but is undecided on her major.
Hi, my name is Michelle Nelson. My parents are Ed and Susie Nelson, and I'm sponsored by Keller Construction.
Next up, please welcome Stephanie Hansen. Stephanie attended a Colorado work camp and participates in summer marching band. She plays volleyball in the fall and is cheerleading in the winter. She teaches Bible school during the summer. She works at the St. Croix Valley Rod and Gun Club as a puller. She also babysits and helps her neighbors with lawn work. Her interests are volleyball, downhill skiing, rock climbing, hiking, canoeing, and biking. Stephanie plans on attending college and possibly majoring in the healthcare field or engineering.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Hansen. My parents are Keith and Vicki Hansen, and I'm sponsored by St. Croix Valley Insurance.
Candidate number 6 is Mara Kramer. Mara is involved in softball and volleyball at school. She is also a junior varsity soccer and football cheerleader and is a member of the yearbook staff. She is employed at Erickson Moore 4 and Southside Cinema 4. She also babysits for several families. In her spare time, Mara enjoys traveling, hiking, camping, sports, and exercising. She likes to make jewelry out of beads and spend time with her 5-year-old cousin. Mara plans to attend the University of Wisconsin La Crosse and major in business. She would also like to go on to a 2-year travel school to become a flight attendant.
Hi, my name is Mara Kramer. My parents are Murray Bodesheimer and Kent Kramer, and I'm sponsored by Casa de Palo.
Candidate number 7, Lori Bonneman. Lori participates in SAD, 4x4, an all-girls choir, swing choir, student council, stand, and a peer counseling group at school. She works at Herberger's department store in Stillwater. Some of her interests are playing the piano, singing, spending time with her friends and family, shopping, and writing poetry. She just started collecting old sheet music and music books that her grandmother used when she was a girl. Lori plans on going to college and pursuing a career in music. She would like to be a professional singer, but if that doesn't work out, she'd just like to be a music teacher.
Hi, my name is Lori Bonneman. My parents are Steve and Michelle Bonneman, and I'm sponsored by Riverside Music Center.
Candidate number 8 is Danielle St. Marie. Danielle is the editor of the Student Life section at the yearbook this year. She is also on the varsity gymnastic team and was the JV cheerleader for football, captain of the JV soccer cheerleaders, and will be a varsity cheerleader for soccer this year. She is a cashier at Erickson's Moore 4, and during the summer she teaches gymnastics through community service. She also helps with gymnastic classes at the YMCA camp. Some of her interests are reading, listening to music, and going out with friends. She also likes to go to family celebrations. Danielle plans to attend the University of Wisconsin La Crosse and become a meteorologist.
Hi, my name is Danielle St. Marie. My mom is Jeannie St. Marie, and I'm sponsored by Southside Cinema 4.
Candidate number 9, Andrea Johnson. Andrea has been playing the oboe for 6 years and is a member of the Hudson High School Wind Ensemble. She is a summer marching band and also co-captain of the flag squad. She also participates in Ray Dare's Odyssey of the Mind and was a photographer for the yearbook and on student council. She is currently employed at the American Tourister in the Horizon Outlet Center. Her interests are many, one of which is drama. She has performed for 2 years at the Phipps Theater. Other interests are art, and last spring she went to Homestead, Florida to work for Habitat for Humanity. Andrea would like to attend the Ivy League University and pursue a career in science focusing in chemistry.
Hi, my name is Andrea Johnson. My parents are Dave and Tammy Johnson, and I'm sponsored by Mudge, Porter, Landine, and Seguin.
Candidate number 10 is Kelly Nelson. Kelly is involved in the varsity school swim team, HASA, student council, peer helpers, wind ensemble, and marching band. She is a lifeguard at the St. Croix Valley YMCA. Her interests are music, competitive swimming, competing in dance competitions, skiing, and photography. Kelly would like to continue in school and go into the field of sports or become a counselor. She would also like to become a volunteer firefighter.
Hi, my
my name is Kelly Nelson. My parents are Mark and Sherry Nelson, and I'm sponsored by Elner Custom Window Treatments and Closets.
Our next candidate is Tracy Simpson. Tracy feels that the most important activity to her is being on the Hudson High School gymnastics team. She is also a member of the Radar dance line. Babysitting is her favorite line of work at this time. She enjoys playing volleyball, rollerblading, and swimming. She also enjoys cheering others on while they participate in activities. But most of all, she likes to hang out with her friends. Tracy plans to attend a four-year college but is still undecided in her major.
Hello, my name is Tracy Simpson. My parents are Chris Rose and Jerry Simpson, and I am proudly sponsored by Valley Cartage.
Candidate number 12 is Christy Vignali. Christy runs cross country in the fall, plays basketball in the winter, and runs track in the spring. She ran in the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. She works at Lipinski Pallet Supply in Cambridge. Her passion for love is horses. She hopes to start her own thoroughbred racehorse farm in Kentucky. Her other interests include travel and mountain climbing. Whoops. Christy would also like to attend college and become a veterinarian and get her degree and work at the San Diego Zoo.
Hello, my name is Christy Vignali. My mom's Michelle Casey, and I'm sponsored by Dave Bell Masonry.
How's the sun out there? Doesn't bother us up here. Candidate 13 is Melissa Halverson. Melissa was a junior varsity cheerleader for boys and girls basketball and wrestling. This year she will cheer for varsity wrestling. She will also be the editor for the organization section of the yearbook. She is not employed but volunteers at the St. Croix Valley YMCA. In her spare time, she likes to spend it with her friends, going camping and on vacation with family and friends. Melissa will attend college and obtain her career in the business field.
Hello, my name is Melissa Halverson. My parents are Don and Pat Halverson, and my sponsor is Island Tan.
Contestant number 4 is Michelle Nick. Michelle dances in the fall and winter with the Radier Dance Line. She attended the 1994 Colorado Work Camp and the National Youth Gathering in San Antonio, Texas. She works at the county market as a cashier. Her interests are volleyball, softball, dance, and listening to music and talking with her friends. Michelle plans to attend college and become a pediatrician.
Hi, I'm Michelle Neek. My parents are David and Lori Neek, and I'm sponsored by County Market.
Candidate number 15, Danielle Lee. Danielle participates in softball, girls hockey, and helps out with the Hudson Boosters. She umpires during the summer for girls softball. Her interests are rollerblading, biking, and going out with friends. Danielle would like to go into the field of law enforcement.
Hi, my name is Danielle Lee. My parents are Dan and Judy Lee, and I'm sponsored by Edina Realty.
Contestant number 16 is Tori Lorenz. Tori is active in stand, softball, volleyball, and the girls hockey team where she's the starting goalie. She works at McDonald's in Hudson, spending time with her 4 nephews and 2 nieces, reading, listening to music, and spending time with her friends, and horseback riding are some of her interests. Tori would like to attend a 4-year college and upon graduation enter law school and become a defense attorney.
Hello, my name is Tori Lorenz. My mother's name is Nancy Lorenz, and I'm sponsored by Carboni's Pizza.
Candidate number 17, Andrea Trendy. Andrea has played the flute since the 6th grade and is a member of the concert band. She is captain of the rifle squad in the marching band. She plays softball, volleyball, and is a member of the ski club. She is active with her youth group at church and acted in the Phipps Children's Theater. She babysits for several families, a couple of them with children who have disabilities, which means a different approach to caring. Her other interests are volleyball, softball, rollerblading, skiing, reading, listening to music, and being with family and friends. Andrea would like to pursue a career in either psychology or social work.
Hi, my name is Andrea Trendy. My parents are Dick and Shar Trendy, and I'm sponsored by Studio 94.
Candidate number 18 is Amber Jackson. Amber enjoys taking horticulture and conservation classes in school. She loves being outdoors and working with nature. She also has taken parent and child classes while working with children, teaching them about other countries and different art projects. She is employed at Herberger's in the Youth Focus program involving charity work, helping in the office, fashion shows, and hosting store sales. Being involved in a sand volleyball league and working on old cars with her dad and going to car shows are some of her interests she does in her spare time. Amber would like to attend college, where she wants to attend special courses offered in dealing with children with emphasis on disabled children.
Hi, my name is Amber Jackson. My parents are Richard and Karen Jackson. I'm sponsored by First Federal Bank of La Crosse.
And last but not least, the one with the most sun right now probably, is Angela Dickey. Angela is active with volleyball and softball in school. She also sings in a Christian rock band called Young Spirit. She has worked at Cozy Corner for over a year and a half. Her interests are singing, drawing, painting, sculpturing, acting, and anything to do with the arts. She also likes to play volleyball, softball, and swim. Angela would like to attend college to become a child psychologist. She also would like to sing jingles on the side.
Hi, my name is Angela Dickey. My mother is Mary Dickey, and my sponsor is Cozy Corner.
There they are, the 19 Pepperfest candidates. Early this morning, these girls were sent to a very grueling part of their competition here, or his meeting with the judges. They were interviewed with the 3 panel of judges we have here, and now we will choose 10 of them to go on and advance into our final round of judging.
Now may we have the envelopes of the names of the 10 semifinalists, and there's no particular order. Thank you. When your name is called, if you could please step forward. You can stand.
Michelle Neek. Please step forward.
Embry Jackson.
Andrea Johnson.
Allison Paulenti.
Lori Bonneman, please step forward.
Tori Lorenz.
Will Tracy Simpson please stand forward?
Michelle Nelson.
Andrea Trendy, please step forward.
And the last one is Nikki White. Let's have a round of applause for the rest of our lovely candidates. And now, ladies, as you know, the final competition, you will be asked an impromptu question. You will select a question and read it yourself, then give it to us and we'll repeat the question. Then when you come up to the microphone, you can state your name and then your answer. Do you want to just go through and have them all pick a question? Or just one at a time? Start on this side? Flip a coin. They don't know what side we want us to start on.
The question is, you've just been chosen to represent the North Hudson Pepper Festival. What one accomplishment would you like to achieve?
Hi, my name is Nikki White, and if I was just chosen to represent the North Hudson Pepper Festival, the one thing I would like to achieve is to make this festival more well known to other cities and other communities, because this is a very good festival and it gives a lot back to its community, and I think it deserves a lot of recognition for that.
The question is, if you were any denomination of money, what would you be?
Hi, my name is Michelle Nelson. If I was any denomination of money, I would say I would be $1. You can get almost anything for $1. And I'd probably want to be spent on probably candy or something.
What is your favorite part of Pepperfest?
Ooh. Hi, my name is Allie Salenti, and I would have to say that my favorite part of the Pepperfest would be the food. I love to eat, and I love Margaret and Hattie a lot. I think they do a really great job preparing the food, and I like to watch all the contests. And I think without the food, the Pepper Festival would just not be the same.
Do you have a favorite childhood memory?
Hi, my name is Lori Bonneman, and yes, I do have a favorite childhood memory. Every 4th of July, we go down to my grandmother's beach, and we get the whole family together, and we swim, and we have a bonfire, and it's just great to have the family together.
If you were a holiday, what one would it be and why?
Hi, I'm Andrea Johnson, and if I were a holiday, I'd probably be Easter, because I'm Christian, and it really reminds me of what Jesus did for all of us, and I think it's a really beautiful time of the year. Thanks.
If you were ice cream, what flavor would you be?
Hi, my name is Tracy Simpson. If I was ice cream, I would probably be vanilla because it's plain and I'm a very plain person.
Ready for it?
How would you explain Pepperfest to a foreign exchange student?
I'm Michelle Neek, and I'd have to say that I'd go up to him and I'd say, Pepperfest is a great time, and it's a place where everybody gets together tonight, and they eat a lot of spaghetti.
What was your favorite candidate activity?
Hi, my name is Andrea Trendy, and I think my most favorite candidate activity would be the sleepover, because, because they took us around all over the place, and we got to watch Grease, and I just had a really good time, even though I didn't get a lot of sleep.
Tori's question is, what is your favorite flower and why?
My favorite flower, my name's Tori Lorenz, and my favorite flower would probably be a sunflower, because it's so bright and happy, and everyone loves sunflowers no matter what, so. I'm sorry.
What advice would you give next year's Pepperfest candidates?
Hi, I'm Amber Jackson, and if I could give any advice to any the next Pepperfest people, I would say just have just a ball and go out for it. It's a lot of fun. So if any of you guys want to go out there, go for it. It's a lot of fun. Good job, Amber.
And now we are at the halfway point of the coronation. We're going to ask our judges to take a short break, go back to the village hall and make their final decisions. But before they leave, we'd like to give you some information on our judges and possibly their criteria that is used for making their decision. I think I have that answer up here somewhere. First up, we have Carol McGrady, who is from Coon Rapids. Carol, if you could just stand up. As I said, Carol is from Coon Rapids and is former director of the Miss St. Francis Scholarship Pageant, and she has judged Miss Minnesota and Minneapolis Aquitania preliminaries and is also judged in Wisconsin. Carol is also involved with the Mrs. Minnesota pageant. Carol and Marlo have 5 children and 6 grandchildren. 1 added from last year, I didn't know that. She's the assistant to the chairman of the board, CEO of CIMA and LABS. Carol enjoys traveling, meeting new people, reading and collecting books, playing tennis, and working out. Carol and Marlo were also the coordinators for the Midwest Queen program and for the Minneapolis Aquitania also. And next to Carol is Marlo. Marlo, could please stand up. Give a little wave. Of course, he is also from Coon Rapids. He has been active in the Minneapolis Aquatennial, Mrs. Minnesota pageant, and the Miss Minnesota pageant. His civic involvement includes serving as the Coon Rapids Police Reserve Chief. He has also served as the chairman of the Human Services Commission and president of the Chamber of Commerce. Marlowe judges many different pageants each year and has served as a state and local judge. He is self-employed in areas of appraisal and tax accounting. He enjoys playing tennis and reading.
And our last judge is Susan K. Waters. Susan. She currently resides in Inver Grove Heights and works at West Publishing. Her background includes previous experience judging pageants, 10 years of modeling, and she was a member of the Royalty Court, which represented her hometown in Indiana.
We're done here. John.
Now the judges are going to take a short break, and again, I'd like to introduce to you the 1995 Pepper Festival royalty: King Brian, Queen Jenny, Princess Cindy, Princess Michelle, and Princess Barb. Congratulations on a great time and accomplishments that you've made during your reign. How would you like to share some of those experiences with us now?
Oh, geez, you got a book.
Hi everyone. I'd just like to say what an honor it has been to be the North Hudson Pepperfest princess. I made many new friends and had a lot of fun. Some thank yous. I'd like to thank my sponsor from last year, Randy Eight and Chevrolet, because without them I wouldn't be here. I'd also like to thank Kathy Wente and Rita Nichols for getting us 25 girls organized the whole time last year. And I'd like to thank Shelly Thompson for helping me out all last year, going shopping with me every day and being in the parade with me. As a group, we'd all like to thank Dave Holt Ford for supplying us with a vehicle every time. One time we got a $40,000 truck with leather interior. It was awesome. Except by accident I set the alarm off and it went on for 15 minutes before we could shut it off. I'd like to thank Fashion Bug and Maurice's for supplying the candidates' clothes for the style show, and Baglios of Acton for supplying us royalty and the Hudson Royalty with clothes. Lastly, I'd like to thank Diane Alberg, Cindy St. Norris, Jean Schneider, and Marge Wolpath for a wonderful brunch yesterday morning. It was great. Now on to our court. If you know the Hudson Court, you know that we all love to eat. We go to every brunch. Well, first Becky picks us up, we eat in the car, we get to the tea, we're first in line, and if we're not, we're whining because we're not. Then we eat at the tea, we come back, our parents make this Thanksgiving dinner for us to have before it, and then we have it again after. Brian, the first time we met Brian, he had knee-high socks jacked up to here, and being twice our age, he kind of intimidated us, but then we knew that his maturity level was the same as ours, so it wasn't as scary. Brian gave us the privilege of having a son named Brandon. Brandon loves girls, takes after his dad. He's a very nice kid, but now I know that I'm going to think twice before having kids. Brian, he always made us laugh, he always told us stories, always had a smile. He's a good friend and a great father. I'm going to miss his male perspective on things. Jenny. Jenny is the perfect queen. She is so organized it makes you sick. She calls you twice a day to remind you to bring your crown and banner, like you'd never forget that, except for Barb. She's very outgoing. She met every court, introduced ourselves, made us introduce them, and I'm gonna miss her. She's a great friend, and now through all this praise and everything, I think she's become more like a sister. She knows when to stay away from me, when I need a hug, when I need a laugh. She's just perfect, and I know I can trust her. Thank you, Jenny. Barb and I are a lot alike. We're both pretty mellow, but we kind of just sit back and lay back on the float. If anything goes wrong, we let Jenny and Michelle handle it. Until Barb hears the song Barb Ran by the Beach Boys, she goes crazy. She has this big smile on her face and her eyes light up and she just starts jamming all around. But Barb was this little thing. Every time we get into a parade, she'd come in, she'd get in the car and she'd be like, "You guys, you will not believe what happened to me." The worst thing happened to me. And she'd go, "Ee!" But she is so cute. I didn't know her that well before this, but now she's a great friend. She's my little buddy, and I'm really gonna miss her. Michelle. Michelle doesn't like to admit this because when you're in middle school or high school, it's kind of embarrassing to be known by this, but she has perfect attendance. She's been to every parade and every function. I think she should be proud of that. Michelle also has a thing about fat. She won't eat fat. We had this pop cans. We had a Pepsi and a Sprite, and she looked for the calorie contents. I found one that was 10 calories less, and she chose that one. Michelle told my friend Jackie and I that if you think about burning calories, you'll burn more than you will just thinking about something else. Now Michelle and I have become quite a pair. We run around and take pictures of absolutely everything, just us by a tree or us by water. She taught me to be wild and carefree, and she taught me how to dance. She's a good friend, and I know our friendship will last a long time. Now our parents. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. They're a lot like my parents. They're kind of protective, but that's okay. They're always ready. They're always ready to go. They make sure, like, 20 minutes before we're ready to go, they're like, "Come on, you guys, we gotta go, we gotta go. The parade's gonna start." Even though it doesn't start for a half hour or whatever. Barb's parents, John and Jennifer. They biked to so many parades that were 30 miles away, and they never even got tired. They had their sandwiches with them, carrying them on along. Deb Detman. She always made us wear lipstick. She made sure we always had lipstick on. And Larry and Renee. They were our parents, even though they weren't. They drove us to parades, they bought us food. They were excellent. Thank you, guys. And Becky. Becky was our royalty coordinator. She calmed us down in our first parades when we were extremely nervous. She always made sure we ate. She taught us how to wave. She drove us everywhere. She was our second mom. And I know you care a lot for us, Becky, but we care more for you. And lastly, my parents. I couldn't ask for better parents. They're great. They're always positive. They never let me get down, even though we had 4 parades in a weekend. I was absolutely sick of them. They made sure I had a smile on my face. They didn't let me procrastinate, and I love you guys, and thank you for your support. Lastly, I want to thank the North Hudson Pepper Festival Committee for giving us the opportunity to be a princess. I have 4 lifelong friends right here, and I'm thankful for it.
Well, as you... Okay, hold on. As you've heard, we've had a fun-filled year. And it wouldn't have been possible without the help of a lot of people. And first, I'd like to thank my sponsor from last year and my employer, Broward Portrait Design, and also for the candidates' beautiful pictures and our royal portrait. They're great. Next, I'd like to thank the North Hudson Pepperfest publicity people. I don't know if that's their title, but that's what we call them. And I'd like to thank them for just letting everyone know that Pepperfest was going on. As you can see, it's a great turnout. And I'd like to thank the North Hudson Pepper Festival Committee for your support throughout the year and providing us with these lovely dresses and our accessories. They're great. And I'd like to thank Rita Nichols and Kathy Winty again for once again organizing the candidates. You did great. And I'd like to especially thank my mom. She tried to make my hair perfect. She always reminded us to put in lipstick, pick up our dresses, fix our hair, and whatever else she could think of. And even though I got crabby, sorry, I couldn't have had a better year without your help. And to all the parents, you treated us like we were your own kids, and we would have starved without you. Thanks for your encouragement. And there are 2 special people I'd like to thank. They've supported me through everything I've ever done. And I'd like them to come up here, Renee and Larry. Okay, now I'm done crying. There's also a very special person that's made this year great. She's not only our royalty coordinator, but she's our friend, Becky Blixit. Thank you for everything you've done. maybe I will cry again. And to my court, Brian. At the first parade, Brian told Cindy and I that he didn't pick us to win, but we'd be okay. And after he got used to being around 4 teenage girls, he started telling us about the facts of life. Some we didn't want to know, but we learned a lot of stuff. Overall, he was a really caring king, and he's a great guy. And in some strange way, I know I'm going to miss you. Jenny, as it was said before, Jenny was the perfect queen. She made lists for us for what to remember. She called us at least 3 times before parade. And she was always the one to be obnoxious with me. Cindy and Barb would just laugh at us. They just go, you guys are dumb. But we are always obnoxious. And I remember one fall parade, Jenny wasn't so perfect. We both had to go to the bathroom. So we were looking for a bathroom and we couldn't find one. We finally found one, it was locked. But there was a little bucket sitting outside the door. And let's just say that bucket came in handy for Jenny. Are you able to clean it? Okay, Barb. Barb was either sleepy or she was wide awake. There was no in between. She always told Cindy and I that we didn't socialize enough at the teas. She always said, you guys, you have to talk to people. We were just too busy eating. Recently, Barb, Becky, and I went to the rodeo, and I was trying to sell buttons, but Barb and Becky were checking out all the cowboys as they went by. And Cindy and I always went venturing off before parades and after. We took pictures of the dumbest things you could ever think of. We took pictures of trees eating our feet and just dumb stuff. I don't know how Cindy's going to handle this coronation, because at the River Falls coronation, she was so nervous for the candidates that she said, we have to stop them. I'm going to run around naked. We have to stop them. But she's usually laid back, so that's pretty extreme for her. I started this year not knowing what to expect, and I'm ending it with unforgettable memories and 4 lifelong friends. And I'm not done. I have a gift for each of you that will help you remember all the special times we shared together.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I would like to welcome you to tonight's coronation. This year, I had many new experiences. Oversleeping almost every parade, not combing my hair, pretending I was the king when the king was unable to attend, forgetting my crown and banner and shoes. But throughout the whole year, we seemed to have one theme: food. We came with 4 full coolers every parade and left with 4 empty. We also made many new friends. I'd like to thank the old River Falls Court for letting us wade in their falls on those hot days. I would have never been able to make it through this past year without some help. Ruth Spencer, thank you for making our beautiful dresses and doing the alterations. I'd like to thank the North Hudson Pepper Festival community for the ability to go to parades and for our float, which won 3 trophies this year. I would also like to thank the lucky one that got to pick up my mess yesterday after the spaghetti eating contest that I was forced into doing. No matter how hard I tried to get it in faster, the faster it came up. I'd like to thank Garfield's for letting us put on our annual style show. I'd like to thank my sponsor from last year, Edina Realty, for your support. And I'd like to thank my employers, Sunsets and the Hudson Country Club. They not only have to work around each other, but work around the functions too. I'd like to thank our royal families for their support, effort, and time. A lot of time, the parents are overlooked, but when your daughter makes it, you make it too. Mom, John, and Sammy, thanks for being at every parade. As for the rest of the family, I love you anyways. Becky Lixit. She was our second mother and a friend to all of us. We're on time to every function, except for me. She organized our entire summer for us. She laughed with us, she cried with us. Thanks for your time, effort, and support. It's greatly appreciated. You're a wonderful lady and you deserve the best. As for our court, Cindy. Cindy was quiet and laid back. But I have to apologize to Cindy for one thing. At the beginning of this year, I promised her that I was going to sit down and I was going to talk to her parents. She has got a 12 o'clock curfew. Now that Cindy's not a princess anymore, I think it could be 12:30. Michelle. She was always the stunt man, jumping on horses when their owners weren't around, riding on top of Brian's hood. She was always ready to go. Jenny. By looking at Jenny, you wouldn't believe that she can eat 6 chicken salad sandwiches. She is the perfect queen and very organized. She calls me 6 times a day to tell me the same thing. Brian. I don't even remember Brian from last year's coronation. I was in a daze. The first time I had seen him, he had shorts, a tank top, and high tops, and socks pulled up to his knees. Us girls ran behind the other side of the float and just started laughing, and all I could think of was, oh my gosh, our king is a geek. But he soon informed us that he wasn't a geek, but he was rather smooth with the babes. But we never even saw any of those babes. I don't really know if the stories he told us were true, but they kept us entertained all year through. I'd like to end with a quote. The memories friends make together grow stronger with every passing day.
How are we doing out there? Is it hot out there or what? No, it's my turn to tip it over. Okay, I'd like to start off first off by thanking the Pepperfest committee and the workers out here, the staff, are just doing a wonderful job. In particular, Wally, wherever he's out there, I've never seen one man go and do so many things in one day. It's unbelievable. Where's Wally out there? Take a bow. Then I would like to thank, of course, Dave Holt Ford for giving us those trucks. Dave, you can send my commission check to my house. I got an address here for all those trucks we sold for you, wherever you're out there. And we're going to start with the parents. Mr. and Mrs. Moore, wonderful job. They always had food for us. We're always having that float set up on time for us. We always had a great time because all the parents all hooked together and but they did a wonderful job. Thanks a lot. Mr. and Mrs. Fernholst, Dennis and Diane, wonderful people. Were always there for me. Took Brandon when I needed somebody to watch him, or brought food for us. Pop, you want this, you want that, you want me to wash your shirt, whatever. I mean, they were there. Mr. and Mrs. Detman, wonderful people. Always helped out, of course. Can't thank you guys enough for all the help you've done. Then to Mr. J. Had me in school for a year. Did you ever think you'd get me for another year? Hell of a teacher. He's a good man. He helped out a lot. He was always there for us. Had that float there on time set up hours before we even had to do anything. It was just wonderful. You guys did a lot for us, and we really want to thank you all. Then, of course, I want to go down. Special thanks, of course, to Rita and Becky. They were always there. Rita got the candidates all lined up, and she helped with a lot of the parades that we did. Becky did everything. She'd come over to my house in the middle of the night or whatever and drop my paperwork off in the mailbox so I'd get it, even though it was the wrong paperwork, and I'd get to the parade at the wrong time most of the time. And now my court. What a beautiful court, huh? I couldn't have a better court than I've got. They're just all wonderful people. First off, Michelle Kinney. Of course, they already talked about how she loved horses. I'll remember, I think it was Amory. There was a horse about, probably 100 yards or so across the field. what does she do? We're just ready to take off on our float. She jogs across the field to ride the horse as the float's pulling off. But she made it back, got on the float, of course. Then in a Halloween parade, we were doing, we had a basic cardboard card set up on the front of the car. Well, Jenny and I sat there at first. Oh. And we got up and sat in the back. Well, I says to Michelle, I said, you got to hold on to the car. Well, the car proceeded to blow off of the float, land in the middle of the street. So we had to stop the float and pick it up. It was a fun time, I'm telling you. Cindy. She's always quiet, but yet the intellectual type in our bunch. She always had something good to say, never nothing bad to say. And she was always there for us too. It was a group effort, a good group effort from all of us. And I tell you, we went to the MS walk, and on our way back, these girls asked me questions Dr. Ruth don't even ask people. I'm telling you, I was red for a little while, but after they started hitting me with about the 50th question, things got good. Then Barb. I nicknamed her Fozzie because she's just a sweet little teddy bear. I'll never forget the time that we were up, I think it was in the Richmond parade, and she's got this cute little tattoo on her leg, and it's a little sunflower. Well, we were standing there, and all of a sudden a bee flies up, goes right down to that sunflower tattoo and stings her. For about the next hour or so, she's walking around with her dress up. She's got mud all over that bee sting. We laughed for hours that day. I'll never forget that. Gonna miss you. Then to Jenny, my queen. She's a go-getter, always smiling, never a dull moment. And man, could she eat. Man, I've never seen, and it's as skinny as she is, I could eat twice as much as she could. She could eat 4 times as much as I could. And of course, her good saying, she always used a saying. She always said, cool beans. Cool beans was her favorite. One day up was in the Richmond parade too, she had us crawl up on top of a car to take a picture. In the process, I think it was Michelle almost ripped the fish off the front of the car. Barb almost fell off, and/or ripped her dress when I tried to get her off the back. But we made that parade, everything went fine. I couldn't have asked for a better year. We all had fun. These guys are all super people, and I'm really, truly gonna miss them all. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you here, and I'd like to tell you thank you for all coming, because I know the support is greatly appreciated. I know myself, I have so much support, and I think that's what really got me through this year, so thank you. First, I'd like to tell a little bit about our year. This year consisted of many parades, many coronations that we attended, and we also attended the MS Walk and the MS Ripper Float Days, which were both a lot of fun. This year, as you know, we walked away with three trophies. One, we got in first place at Oakdale overall. First place we also got at Durand, and then we got a third place at Hopkins, which was out of 210 floats. So we were very proud for this year. Next, I'd like to thank the North Hudson Pepper Festival Committee, because without them, I don't think I could have made it here today. I just would like to thank them for this opportunity to represent North Hudson as the Pepper Festival Queen. And secondly, I'd like to thank them for sending me to the St. Paul Winter Carnival. That was one of the best experiences of my entire reign. I went and I stayed up in St. Paul for approximately 4 days, met a lot of you guys sitting over there, and it was the best time of my life, so thank you. Next, I'd like to thank everyone who has made the Pepper Festival what it is today. First of all, the volunteers. You guys were up here up until about 11 o'clock every night this week, setting everything up. We have so many people selling tickets and making food and doing everything, and without you guys, the Pepper Fest wouldn't be what it is. Next, I'd like to thank the public for their support. Look at this. You guys are all here supporting us, and I really appreciate that too. I have a few special thank yous. I'd like to thank the 1994 Pepper Festival Court, Sherry, Jenny, Carissa, and Marie. To all of you guys, we didn't know who was going to win last year, but no matter who won, we had a blast throughout the entire year as candidates, and I'd like to thank you for making it special for every one of us. Next, I'd like to thank my employer, Perkins of Hudson. I would always get stuck not knowing when a few parades were, and yet they always came through and would switch my schedule so that I would know what I'm doing and so that I could make the event. Thank you. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Garrity and Garrity. You guys were the best sponsors that I could have asked for. Mostly sponsors send in money for the registration fee, and then they find you a car. Well, my sponsors did a lot more than that. Not only did they put in a good luck message before the coronation, they put a congratulations message in afterwards, and they also sent me a gift certificate for Mare and some flowers before the coronation. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Marcella Lixit for all the work she's done this year and for just being there, because her house, as you know, is right over here, and it is Pepperfest Central. I swear, we go in and out of that house 100 times a week. It's just nuts. So thank you, Marcella. I'd also like to thank our escorts tonight, Jim Duffy and Brendan Bro, wherever you guys are. You guys have done a great job with the girls, so thanks. I'd like to thank my... Next, I'd like to thank my best friend, Leslie Huntschild, who throughout this entire year has put up with a heck of a lot. She would want me to go out sometimes on weekends, and I wouldn't be able to go, and yet she still understood. She's a great friend, the best friend I've ever had. Thanks a lot, Leslie. I'd like to thank my family and friends. Brian, Jeff, Susan, Liz, you guys are great. I love you all so much. Thanks for the support. It's really great at a coronation after you get crowned, and all of a sudden you hear, "Way to go, sis!" You can hear it over everybody. Thanks a lot. And to Becky, our coordinator and friend. Beck, you were our queen mom, our organizer, the person who gave us rides everywhere. You were the best. You are a great person, and as everyone says, you deserve the best. You are going to find a man one day who will love you and treat you great. And Beck, one of these days I'm going to come over and I am going to beat you in the monkey game, just so you know, be prepared. And to our parents, you guys, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this without you. You guys have put in so much time, money, and effort throughout this entire year. To John and Jennifer Moore, as you all know, I'm a pig, and I could put away some chicken salad sandwiches like nothing. So I'd like to thank you for those chicken salad sandwiches, and for also letting us have this slumber party at your house. Thank you so much. To Mrs. Detman, Debbie Detman, you were the one who always helped to make us look perfect. You made sure that we had our lipstick on straight. If there was one little mark that was off, she would let us know. She made sure, and I think that's one of the reasons why we did so well in the parades. To Larry and Renee Ryer, who are Michelle's aunt and uncle, you guys are not parents of any one of us, but yet you're surrogate parents, and you guys did so much. You brought food, you drove us. You guys, you're great. We appreciate you for all the things that you've done, because you did a lot for us. To Dennis and Diane Fernholz, you guys were there throughout the entire year helping with whatever was needed to be done, and you really did a lot for us. Thank you. And as you can see right now, Mrs. Fernholz is taping. She was always the one, whoa, look at all the heads start. She was the one who always had the tapes ready for us, so thanks a lot, Mrs. Fernholz. And lastly, I'd like to thank my parents, who, when I first told them I was running to be a candidate, they said, "Now, Jenny, if you make it, we won't have to do very much throughout the summer, will we?" And I said, "Oh, no, no, you won't have to do anything, nothing." Boy, was I wrong, and they found that out, too. Mom, you were the one who was always there washing and ironing all my clothes, getting everything ready, supporting me and giving me the confidence I needed to stand up here and be proud to be what I am today. Thank you. Dad, you were the one who was always in charge of the pull vehicles, and we're so proud of that. I remember one time we went to go get some pull vehicles, and as they say, 3 times the charm. Well, it took us 3 times to get a pull vehicle. Either there wasn't a hookup for the lights, the hitch wasn't high enough, or whatever. And my dad had used his Ram Charger to pull it, but boy, was he proud to do that. And then on the way back from Woodbury Parade, we had a little drag race, and my dad was driving. And needless to say, the 2 guys that were driving next to us, we beat them. It was pretty fun. I'd like to thank you all for the support and love that you showed me, and for all the money that you've spent. My parents would go to car shows every day last year on the weekends, and they had to give all that up. And I think that it takes 2 pretty great people to give that up to do a lot for their daughter in the summer. So thank you. You guys should be commended for all that you've done. I love you very much. Next to all the visiting royalty, you guys, you're my friends. You guys have created so many fun times and memories. I'd like to thank you all for coming and being here to support this day with us. There are 2 special courts that really stick out in my mind. One is the Hudson Court this year, and the other is the River Falls Court from last year. You guys, we got to know you the best. As Barb once said, we were in the waterfall a lot of times with the River Falls Court, and you guys helped to keep us pretty cool. I'd like to especially say a few thank yous to Stephanie Schotter of River Falls, Jenny Joy from River Falls, and especially Kirsten Roman. Kirsten, you're one of my best friends. I've been really upset this last week, and you really helped to pull me through, so thank you. And to our court. Moving on, this past year, we have made so many memories. It was perfect. It was a great year. To Brian. Now, Mr. Brian was our crazy king. I remember walking down the aisle from my coronation and seeing the first thing out of the king. He takes the water glass and pours it down his shirt. Now, needless to say, that's why we squirted him, because at every parade he was busy squirting us with water. It's pretty crazy. We also called him at the Winter Carnival. He had a jacket on and it looked like a sheep. He looked like some kind of an animal. So we just called him Sheepdog. That was his surrogate name. I don't know. He got us lost a couple times along the way. And then at the Rice Street Parade, he had some fun with water. He got me drenched from head to toe, soaking wet in the dress, banner, everything. And the thing that I liked best about him was that he was a very supportive king. He was at every parade, ready to do whatever he needed to have done. And he's a great king and father, and I really appreciate all that you did for us this year, Brian. Thank you. To Barb. Now, at the interview when I was a candidate, I went into the bathroom. I seem to have trouble with going to the bathroom a lot. I don't know, either it's in buckets or else it's at the interview, but before the interview, I went in and the toilet kind of tipped over. Barb was the only one who saw it, but yet she still smiled and she told me that it would be okay. Thanks, Barb. Throughout the coronation, Barb stood right next to me, and throughout the entire coronation, Barb had tears in her eyes. She was crying, and yet nothing bad had happened. She made it, and yet she was still crying. Barb would always warn us whenever she would be crabby. This girl, I tell you, she would come home at 3 in the morning. She would be up for parade by 6 o'clock, but yet when we would find her, she'd be laying sprawled out on her floor. She hadn't combed her hair quite yet, so she'd have to get ready in the car, and yet she'd still be ready to the parades. She was our hard worker of the group. Barb had 2 jobs, and yet she still found time to do everything for this. Barb was the social one. She would always come up with me to introduce ourselves to the other visiting royalty, and it was really nice to have someone like that on the court. And the best thing about Barb was if I was ever crabby, she would understand, because she usually was crabby, usually in the morning too. To Michelle, who is our wild child of the group. Michelle, if you found her, she was either dancing, laughing, making noises, or strange faces. I don't know, it was something about Michelle. She just enjoyed doing that. She loved to be in pictures. If I was getting a picture taken of myself and Cindy, she'd jump right in the middle and do this or whatever. I don't know. She'd just be right in the middle of every single picture. At Anoka, she was our nerd, and I think that kind of maybe fits you? No, I'm just kidding. She was pretty great. Then Michelle, she always could make you laugh. If you were having a bad day, she would always smile, tell you a joke, give you a pat on the back, and say everything would be all right. Thanks a lot, you guys. To Cindy. Cindy was the one who took the worst care of her shoes. I had some shoe spray that I was supposed to pass on, and I gave it to Cindy, and she never gave it to Barb or Michelle. So their shoes always suffered, but yet Cindy's was always the worst for some reason. Cindy had a very unique wave. She did something like this or something, I don't know. Then on the way home from from a parade, we were going through New Richmond, we stopped at the Dairy Queen, and Michelle, Cindy, and I decided to do our hair pretty crazy. We had our hair out to here, and it was ratted and everything. And we stopped in there, and we went to the bathroom, and there were 2 pretty cute guys there. As we walked by, we overheard them say, "Oh my God, what ugly girls." We felt pretty bad. Cindy was the one who just got her wisdom teeth out. The poor girl looked like a gopher. And at the Queen's Tea, she had to eat baby food the entire time. Then at the MS walk, I remember Michelle and her came running up to us, just screaming, and we had no idea what they were yelling about. All of a sudden, Michelle says to me, she said, "You'll never guess what this guy said to Cindy." Cindy had put something in her front pocket. And all of a sudden she comes up and the guy had told her, "How can you be a princess? Aren't you pregnant?" Whoa, not good. Cindy was always the one who'd make the best out of the situation. She really did a great job with everything. She's a true friend, and I'd like to thank you for all your long talks. Thank you. And to the whole court, I'd like to thank you for the time and effort that you put into this. You guys, I couldn't have done it without you. Yes, I am very organized, but you guys, it helped a lot having you guys as a court. Thanks for all the memories. I didn't come away with just a court, I came away with 4 great friends. Thank you. And as a closing, I'd like to thank everyone once again for the opportunity to be the 1995 Pepperfest Queen. And to the candidates down here, I know not all of you are going to win, only 4 of you can win. But the thing you got to remember is all of you are going to walk away with something. You guys are going to walk away with a lot more than just that. So congratulations to whoever wins, and good luck to the rest of you. Thank you. Next, we have a few things that we want to give away. A few things that we want to show for some appreciation to our parents and to Becky Lixit and to our King Brian. First of all, we'd like to give Brian a little token of what he's done this year. Brian, the reason we didn't give you any of the pictures this year is because we made up a scrapbook. Every time we would have pictures, we would scarf them away and we wouldn't give him any, and he always wondered what it was for. So that's what it's for. Now you have your own memory book. Thanks, Bri. Next, we'd like to thank Becky Lixit. And for Becky, we have a few things, so could you please come up here? Now we would like to honor our parents who have put so much time and effort into this year. First of all, I'd like to have Mr. and Mrs. Jennifer and John Moore please come up here and get your gift. Actually, have all the parents come on up. Deb Detman, come on up. Mr. and Mrs. Fernholz, Mom and Dad. Larry and Renee. Did you give Larry and Renee? Thanks a lot. Oh, and we can't forget our little princess, our future queen, Sammy. That's Barb's little niece.
Right up next. Come on down the line.
This is my dad, Mr. J, as Brian calls him. So, Dad, you can take it away.
Well, it's been interesting having a queen for a year, I'll tell you. The parents have several people they want to thank, and there's so many people you don't know where to start. As the parents' representative, I would like to comment and thank several people. First, we would like to thank the whole Pepperfest organization, top to bottom, for the opportunity given our daughters to be able to represent this community and what it stands for. Now, there are many things. We've had a great fun-filled year. The girls have had a great time, and I'll tell you, the parents have also. I'm going to go through about 4 or 5 key people that I think are really instrumental in what's taking place. One is Rita Nichols down here. I see her working all over here. She's hot. She's got red face from the sun. What a gal. We appreciate all you've done for us. Then there's our den mother, Becky Lixit. She gives us and the girls information on every parade, where to go, what to do, when to leave Hudson, everything. I looked for my sheet, but Jenny's got it. It's in her scrapbook already. So I have to ask her, and she doesn't want a dent or no folds, nothing in it. It's got to be perfect. So I usually have to call around and find out where the parade is going to be and when. Thanks, Jenny. We couldn't have a better organizer than Becky down here. We go to a lot of parades, and we see a lot of parents out there, and they're shaking their heads because they don't get the information. She is organized. She's one fantastic lady, and is she a good cook? Thank you very much, Becky. Then I'd also like to thank Dave Holt Ford. We've got a lot of nice vehicles. Someone mentioned the close to $40,000 vehicle. It was great. The alarm went off once in a while, but that's because the girls are pushing the wrong buttons. And then it took us a while to figure out how to unbutton it to shut it up. Now, Sue and I, my wife, back there, she's put up with a lot of stuff for a year. She's enjoyed it. It's been great. I just want to thank her for all the things that she's done. But to say one thing, I want to thank all the parents that are standing up here. Sue and I have some great friends. These people are fantastic. They worked hard, set up floats, brought food. We all were organized in the fact that we all had a job to do, and we did it. What I'm going to mention later on the parents out there that are going to become involved, some of the things you should know. First, I'm going to say Dennis and Diane Fernholtz over here. Diane offered me $10 to get rid of Dennis's straw hat. We gave it to Brandon to destroy, and he did a pretty good job. But now Dennis still has 4 staples in there. He still has it. I think it's under his chair down here, so I didn't get my 10 bucks. Great people, hard workers. You have any questions, they would take care of it. Great people to work with. John and Jennifer Moore, another set of great people. John has a big metal pot in the backyard, and he puts logs in there, has a fire going. We have parties in the backyard. It's great. Then there's Jennifer's chicken salad sandwiches. Unbelievable. I didn't get skinny all of a sudden. I ate about 12 of her sandwiches every day. That's why Jenny's so hungry all the time. Usually there would be 1 or 2 sandwiches left at the end of the parade, and Jenny would always say, you don't want those to go to waste. Why don't I, take them home? And she did. Thank you, Jennifer. You cook real well, those sandwiches. And John, what a hard worker. Great to be with you. Debbie Detman, what can I say? A devoted mother, hard worker, fun. She's fun to be around, great to have, helping you out on the floats. Her daughter can be proud of her. And I want to say Renee, who is her sister, and Larry Ryer. They were up here earlier. Great people. They came to parades. They drove floats. Excellent to have along. Thank you very much. Then there's King Brian. Ex-student King Brian. I think this year he's paying me back. I don't know. Real fine king. I was glad we had him on the court. He was great to the girls, and it was a fantastic year. Thank you, Brian, for everything. He put in a lot of time and effort, and I know it cost him some money to be king this year. Now, there's just 3 highlights or things I'm going to mention here, then I'll get off the stage. Number 1 was the Anoka Parade. Now, girls, I hope you're listening, whoever wins today, because it's going to affect you shortly. The Anoka Parade, you have to change the float. You have to have a different theme and change it. Now, you've got a couple months before, Halloween. Did this court 2 months ahead get organized? No. Month ahead get organized? No. 1 week ahead of time? Why hurry? 1 or 2 days ahead of time? Yeah, we'll get started. Well, we worked on it in my garage, and most of the people finally left at 2 in the morning. My daughter Jenny and I were up till 4:30 in the morning, and I said, Jenny, isn't this great to be a queen? 4:30 in the morning, couldn't even see. And you know what she said? You bet, Dad, it's great. So she's queen, I'll tell you, she's something else. Now, the new royalty. Now, I'm talking to the parents out there, not the girls right now. Parents, you will be getting from Dave Holt Ford a truck to pull the float. You go behind Mama Maria's to pick it up. Now, there either is going to be a car in the way or there will be a dumpster in the way. One or the other, guaranteed. Give yourself at least 1/2 hour early to do something about it. Dave Holt luckily always gave us a 4-wheel drive truck, and I always wondered if I should take a log chain, haul that dumpster down to Afton and drop it off. So give yourself extra time. I think every one of us had to tug and pull and shove. I mean, these garbage people, I know, measured to put it right in front of the tongue of the float. They had to. 10 feet left or right, no problem, but they always got it right where they shouldn't have. Now, I'm going to give one thing that happened at the Durand Parade. It kind of surprised me. I know it surprised Dennis Fernholtz. At these parades, of course, the girls have their gowns on, and then they have to change into something more casual so they can have fun at the carnivals. All of a sudden, we're done with the parade. We're on a side street. We're on the boulevard. And here some of the girls start changing their clothes right in the boulevard in town. And I look at Jenny and I said, Jenny, what are you doing? She said, oh, we're just changing clothes, so we can have some fun. I said, Jenny, you don't do this out in public. She said, oh, Dad, it's the 90s. I looked at Dennis and John and I said, If we did that, we'd be in jail till the late 90s. We couldn't get away with that, and then they win a trophy down there. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Interesting. But I just want to say from the parent standpoint, I've made great friends. Sue and I have made fantastic friends here. This court is unbelievable. Brian, all the girls, I thank you very much from all the parents, and it's been fun. Thank you.
Hi. Becky, would you come on stage too, please? One more time. Well, this has been a wonderful year for our daughters, and they have many memories that they'll never forget. And we have some gifts for them and some other people here, and it's just another memento to remember this special year.
Not yet? Sorry. You can't open that, okay? You can take it. Thank you.
These are Italian good luck charms. It's the closest thing we could find to a pepper. And Brian, thank you for taking care of our girl. You can open your gift now. Turn it over. It says King Brian, 1994-95. It's a keychain. And Becky, who's a wonderful coordinator and now our new friend, always for life. She's done a great job, and we have a gift for her. So, you can open it. No, you can open it. You can save the card. She's a great cook, so she has a pepper bowl to put things in. Thank you. And now, Becky, through the years, you've watched many queens and princesses and kings crowned. So now we decide it's your turn. You are going to be our queen for the day. She's great.
Well, sorry, that's it. We ran out of time. Just kidding. I'd like to say a couple things. No, really, we have some presentations and awards we'd like to make. We'll make it as quick as possible. King Brian, would you please come forward here? On behalf of your royalty and Berard Design, here's your official portrait and the King's plaque.
The plaque reads here, presented to King Brian Henningsen in appreciation for your time and efforts in representing the 1995 North Hudson Pepperfest. Thank you.
We just have 2 more.
Here, just say 15. Lori Bonham.
Will Lori Bonham come up, please? She's the one that sold the most style show tickets at 15. Is it most creative banner?
Andrea Johnson.
And would Andrea Johnson please come up? She did the most creative banner. And the judges have arrived back, and Brian is just going to announce the visiting royalty, and then we'll proceed.
First, I'd like to, please stand when I'll just read off the group you're with. Again, thanks to the St. Paul Winter Carnival seniors. Would they please stand? Then we have the 1995 New Richmond royalty. Would you please stand? $1995 Duran royalty. Thanks for coming. Somerset royalty of 1995 also. Would you please stand? Thank you. The 1995 Prescott Court. $1995 Rice Street Group. $1995 Red Wing. Miss Red Wing. $1995 Roberts royalty. And of course our sister city, the 1995 Hudson royalty. Please stand. And also 1995 River Falls royalty. Did I miss anybody out there? 1995 Ellsworth Court. What happened to their card? Thank you guys all for coming. Greatly appreciate that you guys showed up to our coronation. Thanks a lot.
Well, I see the judges are still here, as well as the rest of you guys. Y'all look nice with those nice tans. Now is the time that we are waiting for. We're going to get the infamous envelope here.
Jenny would like to have the quote from this year recycled. What's Plan B? Plan B is to give you the envelope.
We've just been told the 1995 court does not want to give up their reins, but we're going to go with Plan B and pick a couple new ones here. First of all, we ask that the people in the audience do not come up to the stage right after the coronation, and the pictures will be taken, and we're going to want the new royalty court to meet in the village hall for some special instructions. And once they're done with that, there will be a short meeting, and we'll go from there. The judges have also selected 2 alternates, and those will be given to the village board, and if it's ever needed, they'll open it up and select those 2 alternates. Dan, I'll give it to you, and you can take envelopes 2, 3, and 4.
Where are we now? Right here?
I'm going to have the princesses come over and take envelopes 2, 3, 4, and then have the queen. It doesn't matter. There's no words.
Give me the first one.
Yeah, then what?
The first 1996 Pepperfest Princess is soon to be crowned. And we hope soon.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Andrea Johnson.
The envelope. Which one's mine?
Amber Jackson. Princess. 1996 Pepperfest.
Who is it gonna be? Michelle Nelson, 1996 Pepperfest Princess.
There's nothing else after this? No.
One left. And now the moment you've been waiting for. As she takes her last walk.
Hi.
Hi. The queen is Allison Polenti. 1996 North Hudson Pepperfest Queen. And then can everybody just get it? And now we would like to present to you the new 1996 Pepperfest royalty. Congratulations to all of you. We appreciate everyone coming. We know the weather was hot and at times it might have got long. We really do appreciate it. So there's beverages over there, there's fine food, so please come and enjoy yourself. I'd also like to make one announcement. They're out of t-shirts, but they're taking orders at the senior citizens booth. And what you need to do is it would be $1 more for the postage, and you have to prepay it, and then they'll send you the shirt. So anyone interested, go over to the senior citizens booth, and they can order you a shirt. Thanks everyone for coming. And around 8:30, the generators will be here to provide us with some music.
I didn't mean to take that. No, that's fine.